Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I go by Lune INNATE, and I'm quite honored today to be creating for you from my perspective anyway, a very sacred ceremony, a little piece of energy work or energy support done in an ASMR style video, because I think that kind of just gets us in the zone for this stuff, and I love it so much anyway. But the theme today is connecting with our loved ones whose journey continues, our loved ones who may have crossed over. And this is a very delicate subject. We all know that pain. We all have that experience in some capacity in our lives, some perhaps more directly than others, or in different stages. But we all know what it's like to feel like we lost someone. And I would love to create this theme for us today to work with connecting with them, For everyone, that might not mean just sitting down and talking to them, but I also know plenty of people who talk to them when they're driving their car and just, say things. So with that little introduction, let's get started with our candle and, get this rolling, okay? One of the most important things for me in terms of connecting with a loved one, especially, I should say, we can connect with them at any time. We just need to invite them to the table, invite them to the experience that we know we're going to have the day, depending on what we have planned. If you have someone in your life who's crossed over, who made the best chocolate chip cookies, invite them when you're making your chocolate chip cookies, But when I'm talking about more of I'll call it a ritual, more of I'm lighting a candle, I'm honoring my loved one in some way. A candle is certainly one of those pieces, right? You'll have to excuse me if I'm sweating. It was like almost 100 degrees here today. This is just a little soy candle from Trader Joe's in a peony blossom scent. You'll have to excuse me as well. I'm a little discombobulated as I'm in my bedroom. You might remember that painting. You might ask me what that painting is. It's like a head or something. Alright, so let's light our candle and set our intention. Oh, you know what? I wanted to use these matches. Girl, get it together. So I have some coconut matches. Very tropical, right? Flowers, coconut. And we'll set our intention. So, on behalf of your and my and our loved ones, highest and greatest good, in perfect comfort and alignment, I'd like to set an intention today to make a declaration that we're open to connecting, that we're looking to connect, to form, perhaps for some of us, different dynamics, different relationships with those that we love. But similar as well, Different as in we're different. They're different. but similar as in it can be any time, and let's make it a little practical, you know? So if you have someone specific in mind, please feel free to set an intention with this candle here. I don't know how in focus that is. Sorry. But have a look at this flame. Consider it a little doorway, a connection to the void, to the ether, to the subtle. Speak the name of the loved one you may want to connect with, or who you'd like to invite more into your life. We're going to send them some energy as well during this session. Alright? I don't know what happens to my autofocus, but it's not working right now. Forgive me, guys. Retro. Alright, so I'll share who I'm looking to connect more with. I'd love to connect more with my mother, though I do chat with her sometimes, chat at her. But someone who's been in my mind more recently was actually my mother's brother. And he passed away when I was very young. I don't know, maybe 6 or 8. I don't really know, I don't remember exactly. But he died of AIDS. He was one of the first, 2,000 individuals or 200, I think even. I don't know, he was one of the very first individuals to die of the AIDS epidemic in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And his death was one of my first experiences with death, with knowing him and then not knowing him. And I was young when he passed, but from what I know, he was very cool and really out there and really mystic, actually, which is one of the reasons I'd love to invite my uncle to be in my life a little more, and to open the door, to invite him to the table, to listen to music with me, maybe do some ritual work or something. But I don't mean to make it about me, but that's an idea, just to give you an idea of how we can work with it. Excuse me. Alright. I have some very beautiful incense that my friend Allison gave me. These come in a really cute little box. I forget the brand, but it was just called Healing Incense. I mean, these I kind of save for special occasions. They have some cool dragon designs on the box. Show you a little better. I think it's this way. Right? There we go. Look like that. They almost look like clove cigarettes. Aren't they beautiful? Light this. Takes a minute because they're so dense. Pardon. And this is for your ancestors as much as mine right now, or I'm sorry, your loved ones as much as mine right now. We're sending them a little introduction energy, a little energy snacks. What are these kids doing outside so late? Get in bed. Okay. So if you'll notice, these don't have a little bottom like incense normally do. So what I do for those types is I have a like a candle holder with some sand in it. And I just kind of wiggle it in. It does get a bit, dirty looking, but that's okay. Right? Sorry for the creaky floor. Alright, so we're dedicating this to the loved ones we wish to connect with, the loved ones we wish to just send some energy to. It's always a good idea to send them some energy, whether that's through incense or leaving out some little snacks or something. Like, my mother really loved like toffee candy, like toffee chocolates. So if I get a little one for Halloween, I'll like leave it on a little altar for her. This is a really interesting stone. I only have one stone to show you to bring in for this work today. But this is an interesting clear quartz point that has been hammered with a diamond hammer, is what I was told. You can see the texture. It's really fascinating looking, right? I've never seen anything like this. And we're going to use this to kind of carry the message, to direct the message. Sorry, normally I can just tap it. I think it's so interesting, it's clearly a point, but because it's been hammered, it has all these little grooves and dents and just, I don't want to say terminations, but these facets, not like pristinely cut facets, but facets, angles, windows. So I thought it'd be great for collective use. And we use this in the Patreon Reiki Circle this month. Alright, so I'm just going to hold this myself, obviously. I can't pass it to you. And just set some intentions as well into the stone. So, if you're open to it, go ahead and hold that person in your mind. It's okay if you feel a little weepy. It's okay if you feel emotional, rather. Or weepy emotional. It's okay if you want to giggle or laugh, but connect if you can with a memory, a happy memory that you guys have shared. Alright, so often where we have a lot of regret, we feel like we've missed our chance in some way, and I know how much that hurts, Trust me. But sure they're happy memories, and we want to invite that any guilt or any regret to just wash away. Okay? Hold that person in your mind or your heart and just connect with them. Let it play. If it's a scene, let it tickle you. If it's like a funny memory or something. And just let yourself connect that way for just a moment. Alright? Alright, so now I'm going to focus on channeling a little through/into/out of this stone here. This is some energy that first we're going to send to our loved ones through this process, and then we're going to shift a little bit and make it a little more about you and your connection with them. But first, just to, like I said, keep thinking of them, hold them in your mind, and tap into that love that you feel, that really limitless, never-ending kind of love. Maybe you have a memory of gratitude for something they taught you. Maybe you have a secret that you guys share together. But tap into that like very unlimited feeling and allow it to flow through you. Maybe pay attention to where it goes. Do you feel it on the back of your neck here? Do you feel it really warm in your heart or stomach? Do you feel supported? Right. And as you're in that state, for those of you who are participating, I'm just going to connect with you and serve as a bridge today to assist with kind of transmuting, and mine as well. Transmute as in moving, not shifting. I hope that makes sense. But that love, that feeling, that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful connection that you share. Alright? And this is what's going to really, I don't want to say call them back, because you can call them back anytime. As in, you can ask to connect with them at any time, in my personal belief anyway. I'm no authority. But I think it's really nice to invite them back with a memory of joy or a memory of that feels good, because if it's something like regret, and don't get me wrong, I have lots of regret when it comes to my mom or something, all the time, right? But I try to also focus on like the good, if I can, the lesson, the strength perhaps of that experience, and invite them in that way as well. I hope that can make sense, So I'm switching my hands, focused on kind of still collecting from you. I hope that's okay. Not collecting, but just guiding a little. I'm going to allow my mind now to be a little empty and see if anything comes up for you guys. Like dolphins came up right away, like swimming with the dolphins again. I see something, I'm not quite sure what it is, but it looks like a woman's face with a kind of mask on or some kind of adornment a little bit over her face. I see sound waves like a heartbeat going up and down and up and down. Not a heartbeat, but looking like that heartbeat thing, a kind of monitor. A movie's coming in, a movie I haven't thought about in a really long time. James and the Giant Peach book, movie, specifically the spider character, Miss Spider. I feel like someone's a Roald Dahl fan because I got a little Matilda there. So we'll just let that be. Just honor what comes through. Maybe it's for someone, maybe it's not. That kind of thing. And just want to keep. I'm sorry I keep my eyes closed, but I just want to keep connecting and helping to support the channeling, the connection. And you can picture all these little windows and all these different directions, that message or that energy kind of shooting out. It's just a treat for them, an invitation. Just like we have these little Reiki by proxy sessions for ourselves, this is one for them, Alright, so I'm just going to put this down for now. While we shift and focus on you now. And we're going to do the same thing, but now we're not going to focus on me kind of guiding that loving message to them. We're going to focus specifically on you doing so. And of course, you never needed me in the first place. I just thought it might be nice to do something a little different, right? But let's connect with our loved ones. Let's connect with ourselves. If you'd like to ask them for some help in some way or anything at all, please feel free to, of course, always. But what we're going to focus on at this point is a Reiki session like we normally do, but I want to send it to you, and you can receive it for yourself, but also send it to them. So when you give, you get. So we're having this kind of chain in a sense here, You might picture yourself embracing with them like a hug. Alright, so I'm just focused on connecting. My intention, of course, is on behalf of the highest and greatest good and perfect comfort and alignment for all of us, wherever we may be, how dense or however subtle. To support, to energize us, to support any healing or energy work practice that we may be benefited by. We're going to leave it very open, but we want to then move and allow this flow to be shared to our loved ones. So you're going to send it to them. And like I said, you could picture hugging them. You could picture writing them a check and sending it out. You could, if you do have a candle, you could light it and see it kind of burning through or going through the little flame, the little door of the candle, the fire. Alright. I'm seeing 3 right now, it looks like 3 women. Kind of a mother, maiden, crone vibe going on again. That comes up a lot for me in different ways. So sorry, I'm at home and it's even noisier than it is in my office. My old office, it's gone. Oh, I'm so sorry. Alright, so here we go. I will change the view a little. So just receive for yourself. Fill up your tank. Whatever you may need, whatever will support you on your journey. I feel like a lot of you may have some healing to do with your relationship, with the dynamic, the process, what we experience when a loved one crosses. Parent, grandparent, child, brother, sister, sibling, friends. Just want to focus on that healing. Just adding so much love, just nothing but love to send to you, to support you through that process. Take all the time you need to process. Perfume just popped into my head. I'm thinking of like maybe someone, you know, what perfume they wore, sprayed in the air for them once in a while, or wear it knowing you're going to engage a bit with them that day. I feel a lot of you are focused on parents. I'm seeing like Dumbo in that child separation scene. Alright, I'm gonna bring you back a little focus-wise. I'm sorry I have to do it manually. It's trickier for me. I don't really see so great. And if I wear my glasses, it's very glary, so. I want to focus on the heart. Okay. I feel very, very buzzy fingers. I'm seeing something like reptilian kind of hands, you know, not like the aliens, but like a lizard or something. I see like a little hut, like a pillow fort. Just focus on your heart, guys. I'm just focused on helping if there is any pain there, or doing my best to support that for you. Just gonna calm it down. Just want to help support moving away. If grief is coming up, how could it not, you know? But any regret, any guilt, any blame. Thinking of someone in the Patreon community now. I shared a story recently. There's a lot of forgiveness. I want to clear the mental plane a little bit. I don't consider myself a medium at all. I don't talk to people that way. But I have been to some events where people do. And one theme that always comes up is that they're fine. Like, they're fine when they've crossed over. It's us that bears the pain. They're okay. They're not sad, you know. They just want the best for us. They just want to help us. And we don't have to feel, we're gonna feel sad, of course. But we don't have to, you know. I think one thing that comes up for me is like, oh, my mom didn't get to meet her grandson, but she does. Like, I know she does. Excuse me. See him and love him and stuff. I feel, got this image of like Indiana Jones, like the ceiling coming down kind of situation. It Indiana Jones, but that kind of like, you feel like the wall is caving in a little, like crushing. Right, let's lift it up, clear your path, release that weight. You can walk out straight, it's okay. We're going to focus on the third eye area, the vision space. Sorry, it's floor so creaking. But to support holding the mental image of the love, of the joy, of the beautiful memories. Okay? I should say, I didn't mention it, but this obviously applies to our pets too, you know? The animals we love. Okay, great. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little session. I'm sorry if it seemed off or anything. I feel a little bit off today. It's the full moon eclipse and it's Mercury retrograde, and I'm literally leaving in a couple of days, so please, forgive me for any extra weirdness. It's probably just me and you probably don't notice, so that too, so forgive me for saying sorry all the time. But I just want to send you so much love, so very much appreciation for allowing me to be a little piece of your path today. I send so much love to you and your loved ones, the ones you've chosen to connect with today, and all of them, People touch us in such amazing and incredibly meaningful ways. It's just fascinating, really, the whole dynamic of human relationships and birth and loss and like it's just a whirlwind of what I hope we can see as beautiful, So again, I send you so much love and appreciation from the bottom of my heart, as always. Namaste.